This is a political video. It's going to offend people, so I don't care. If you're offended, whatever. Just watch it, enjoy it, and see my predictions. Hello, Internet. My name is Sean Fry. Yeah, I'm going to do my 2016 presidential general election predictions. Ugh. Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump. Turd sandwich versus giant douche. Or more like Kodos versus Kang. Or as Triumph the Insult Comic Dog said, pee versus poop. So let's do this. Yeah, I don't have much of a budget. In fact, I'm really using no budget. So sue me, whatever. So, California finally ends their water drought because the state is about to get pissed on. Come on, Silicon Valley, turn all that piss into drinking water like Bill Gates did with garbage. The piss spreads to Oregon and to Washington. And while poop is leading in Nevada, I think somehow piss is going to come in there and overtake Nevada. It's also going to travel across the Pacific Ocean somehow and go all the way and drown Hawaii. Alaska has its snow melted into poop, unfortunately for them. And when the piss tries to go from California to Arizona, the hot sun just melts it away, just dissipates it away, turns it into thin air. It starts to smell and it starts to somehow smell really bad and become a bunch of poop as well. Now, Utah is a state with a lot of Mormons, and at one point the polls were really close there, but now poop is leading quite a lot over there. You know, obviously not everybody who lives there is Mormon, so, you know, there's going to be people who are still going to pick poop there anyways. I'm not saying Mormons are great, I'm not saying they're bad or anything, I'm just saying, you know, that state's going to be poopy. It's going to spread up to Idaho, Montana, North and South Dakota, Iowa, all of Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and pile up in Texas. Fortunately, the mountains of the Rockies stopped it from spreading any further, so, but unfortunately for Colorado, it's going to be full of pee. And same with New Mexico. Poop will spread more to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. Somehow, the Great Lakes of Michigan get filled up so high and somehow get filled up with so much pee to the point of dangerous levels as stated in South Park. How that much water had that much pee in it, I honestly don't know, but it spreads out so much that Michigan's full of pee. And then it spreads to Wisconsin, Illinois, and Minnesota. Pretty much all of New England is about to get pissed on. Maine had the most resistance to piss, but unfortunately 3 of the 4 electoral votes have been peed on. And the one that resisted, unfortunately, had to deal with the poop. North Carolina and Indiana both got pooped on. Ohio is about to get seriously pooped on. And what do we have left? Just Pennsylvania and Florida, right? These are the 2 most important states. Will it be piss or will it be shit? Poop has a very slim lead in Florida, and being that people seem to be more enthusiastic about his shit than about some piss, then, yeah, Florida is about to get pooped on. And as for Pennsylvania, it's been gradually turning more and more to poop over the past few elections. It's been a piss state, but it's turning more and more poop, and while piss has a slight lead here, I don't think it's going to hold. The American people have spoken. Poop is winning the election. That's right. Giant douche. Kang. They win. They've won the election. Poop wins with 280 electoral votes. 280 shitty electoral votes, and piss only has 258 shitty electoral votes. Or pissy electoral votes, I guess. Oh, it's actually pretty close. But yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot more enthusiasm for poop than there is for piss. And, yeah, it's going to be pretty smelly. Now, my friend John, who's contributed to some videos on my channel, He has a different point of view. He actually thinks that this nation is going to be full of piss instead of shit. So it's a little more optimistic. I mean, it's really a terrible choice to have to choose between pee and poo. You know, when shit piles up, there's really nothing you can do about that. But at least when piss is being poured on you, you could actually swim out of it, or you could like take a shower and get it off of you. But poop, that kind of like stays with you forever. I mean, seriously, oh my gosh. Regardless of what happens this election, we have the two worst presidential candidates ever. And we're to blame for that. I hate saying it, but we are. There was a lot of enthusiasm for Bernie Sanders during the Democratic primaries. But when it came time to vote, people just didn't go out to vote. I mean, piss and poop didn't even get that many votes, which means that people just didn't vote. It was bad. So, we have ourselves to blame. But also we have a two-party system to blame. The DNC tried so hard to make piss be the most appealing candidate that they just shunned Bernie Sanders aside. Which is the same thing that was happening to Ron Paul, who was a Republican candidate who I would have been willing to possibly vote for if he was even nominated. He was pushed aside a lot too. No matter how shitty things are, or how stinky they are, the establishment doesn't want the change to happen, because what's been established is what's gotten them in power, and what's made them so successful. A change to that scares them, and unfortunately, by pushing to prevent that change, we could very well end up with a change that's a lot worse than what's going on right now. Somebody winning the presidency who's never worked in government before, who has filed for bankruptcy 4 times, who's had a lot of failed business ideas, Trump steaks, Trump the board game, all these stupid things that failed. Someone who is sexist, who is, I'm sure, is sexist, probably racist. At least he's not George Wallace. He ran for president in 1968 and was racist and proud of it. But that was 1968. Good thing he didn't win. Trump, or Poop, or Kang, he's horrible. He literally only cares about himself, and he's in a position to be the most influential, most powerful political figure in the world. He insults people, which I guess people think is a good thing, but it depends on who you insult. If you insult other world leaders, you're just going to piss them off. You're going to make our allies not want to deal with us. You're going to turn our enemies even more against us. And to make matters worse, despite the fact that he's constantly talking shit or insulting other people, he can't take shit himself. He can't. He can't take an insult at a mature level. He takes it very personally and acts like a child about it. At least with piss, we don't have that with her. Unfortunately, piss has been corrupted and corroded with some disgusting viruses that make the piss turn all green or something. But at least piss doesn't have this impossible dream of trying to build a wall to block illegal immigrants and expect Mexico to pay for it, when clearly it's going to come out of our tax dollars and he could care less if it does. And devastate the economy even more, and not realizing they could just probably climb a ladder or dig under the ground or go around by sea or take an airplane in there or sneak in there in many other ways and not even realize the fact that they're not taking our jobs. They're taking the jobs that the people who live here don't want. So what harm is that? At least they're taking jobs that we don't want. This election sucks. It's just between piss and shit. Whoever wins, our country's taking a step back. But if poop wins, our country is going down the shitter. And probably the whole world economy as well. Pay attention to the damn election and vote. I mean, unless you're a Jehovah's Witness, their religious practice, they don't vote. So I'm not going to tell them to vote, but anybody who can register to vote and is registered to vote, go out there and vote. Seriously. It's a choice between somebody who is corrupt and bought out by banks, who actually were responsible for the crash of the economy in 2008, or a choice between someone who is a rapist, who is possibly a rapist, seems very much racist, religious, and sexist, and has no idea what he's doing, has these impossible dreams that can't be achieved, and will turn away our allies and provoke our enemies. While both choices are terrible, the choice to me is still obvious. I'd rather get pissed on than shat on. This is Sean Fry. Good night, and good luck. We're all gonna need it.